Andrew Tate and his brother released from
Fox
prison.
News' claim their Dominion coverage was protected.
It's hard not to...
My next guest is a journalist and president of Rappler,
Where do you think these images are from? You could be forgiven for thinking they're from Nazi Germany.
Oh, I guess so.
Third Reich.
Neural electronics were outside.
In the last 10 days, the headlines read, Fox News versus Dominion lawsuit begins, the Donald Trump indictment finally arrives, Andrew Tate being released from detainment. What is a common thread that binds these? Fascism. In all cases, they have cloaked themselves as victims of the left and then begin to grift off their followers. Since the announcement of Trump's indictment, he's raised over $4 million, triples his lead over Ron DeSantis in the Republican primary race. Since Andrew Tate's release, he's taken on martyr status. With the internet awaiting for his official statement, he has now received more support than even he thought possible before his arrest. Why do so many of our young men find fascism cool? The reach of these men has been exponentially expanded by algorithms and social media platforms geared towards outrage and excitement.
On Twitter in particular, lies spread at least 6 times faster than really boring facts. So from the very beginning,
Wait,
this
that's been quantified at 6 times, Maria?
This is an MIT study from 2018. Lies spread at least 6 times faster than facts on social media. And then you add on top of that, it is the kind of weaknesses of it, the way it was set up to basically keep you scrolling, right? Because that's the end goal of this, keep you scrolling so the platform
it's
makes money.
monetized by engagement and the amount of time you spend on it. That's how they make the money.
And it has actually gotten rid of, it has atomized meaning and flattened what engagement even means. But because it just wants to make money out of us, it has come in, used our biology against us, insidiously manipulated our emotion, and a system of advertising and marketing that was once advertising and marketing has now been used for political power and geopolitical power.
The fascists of the 20th century could only dream of such easy propaganda tools now being aided by social media in what is called surveillance capitalism, as explained by journalist Maria Ressa.
Well, that's the biggest problem, is that all of a sudden our public sphere is governed by an economic system we didn't even have a name for. Now, in 2019, it was named by Shoshana Zuboff, a Harvard emeritus professor. She called it surveillance capitalism, right? So think about, I don't have my phone. So think about, you pull out your phone, right? Social media is mildly addictive. Right? You're supposed to scroll. And all of that is actually what keeps you scrolling. Lies. This is an MIT study from 2018. Lies spread faster and further than facts. What else keeps you scrolling? Fear, anger, hatred, us against them. Multiply that, right? So more money comes in as you become more afraid, as you become more hateful, and it impacts us on many levels. Personally, right? Psychologically, sociologically, the second one, we behave differently in groups. And then finally, that last part, which we rarely talk about, is emergent human behavior. What kind of species behavior are we encouraging with this information ecosystem? It is the worst of who we are.
From cult worship and rising antisemitism to the hatred of minorities and birthrate theories steeped in eugenics, the overlap between the fascist ideas of the interwar years and our own are too stark to ignore.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Americans, American patriots, I'm sure I do not come before you tonight as a complete stranger. You all have heard of me through the Jewish-controlled press as a creature with horns, a cloven hoof, and a long tail.
A few days ago, I called the fake news the enemy of the people, and they are. They are the enemy of the people.
We, with American ideals, demand that our government shall be returned to the American people who founded it.
From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America.
Whether the former President Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson, even the neither reaches of QAnon, Andrew Tate land, and the message board 4chan, the angry, alienated male is finding fascism not just appealing, but cool.
Yeah, you could definitely build a woman in the West. I agree. You know, it's a little riskier, harder,
right?
But you know, because you have all these conventions in place that can fuck you up,
right?
And she might agree with these conventions, but I agree with you that it can be done.
It can be done.
And we say build a woman for a reason, because every single woman, no matter whether she's from Poland, Ukraine, or the United States, is built. You do not find good women.
Leading to far-right influences having won legions of followers on YouTube and other platforms and amassed hundreds of millions of views, tapping into the aggrieved male psyche that few other media reach. This is before even considering alternative forms of social media where the far rights gather. Further examples would include the popular podcasts such as Fresh and Fit, hosted by Myron Gaines and Walter Weeks, and Aiden Ross, all Andrew Tate disciples. The fascists such as Tucker Carlson and his minions at Fox News has doubled down and are more unified by their love of violence, their hatred of progress, and their sinister sense of entitlement that declares that America belongs to them, even in the face of their hypocrisy towards their audience and their actual beliefs on if the election was stolen.
I don't have to say anything about Mr. Carlson. He said it himself. He told on himself, as they say. So we're seeing how all of this is an exercise for Mr. Carlson and others in contradicting their own views.
Emails show the disdain that they have for both Trump and his MAGA crowd, but they pay the bills. So they continue to feed them lies and foster fascism.
We are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. The conversation continues. Referring to Trump, Carlson says, "I hate him passionately. I can't handle much more of this." The private communications from Carlson are a sharp contrast to his public support for the former president, as seen on his program that night.
The president, as you may have heard, believes the election was stolen from him. Georgia's Secretary of State, whose job it is to oversee elections, disagrees. You can listen to the call yourself. It's online, and you can make up your own mind about who's right on that question. And by the way, if you have time, you ought to do that.
Fascism feeds off culture wars, exploits psychological insecurities, and uses deeply held resentments to convert the impressionable.
Their culture wars have similar agendas. Both are trying to distract attention from the economic looting by their respective oligarchies.
At a time of intense polarization, cultural battles over race, gender, and democracy, it's not surprising that fascism has found the young adherents, this time as a lifestyle with cosplays.
So the journalist becomes less interested in the truth and instead becomes a rage farmer, turning social media posts into news stories for clicks. They see a divisive tweet with 2 likes saying Jaffa cakes are transphobic and write a story claiming woke snowflakes wanna ban Jaffa cakes. The article gets shared by the 12% of people who live for this shit. People on the right blame the left, people on the left blame the right. Everyone starts screaming at each other online. The article goes viral, the newspaper keeps going, the journalist gets praised, and there's only one winner.
In the toxic sexism spectrum, Andrew Tate is a prime example of a propagandist who has won an audience of millions of men by feeding them an authoritarian, sexist ideology.
Do you know what girls are more scared of than losing a man they like? They're more scared of having the man they like, but he doesn't like her. So what will happen if I put a girl in those kind of scenarios and she doesn't act right or doesn't make the right choice? What I will do, instead of actually getting rid of her, I'll keep fucking her, but I'll fuck her different.
Today's fascist propaganda, racial and sexual brutality has been exponentially expanded by the algorithms and social media platforms, tools that the fascists of the 20th century could only dream of. Drawn to the propaganda and the symbols of racial and sexual brutality, it will require a generation doing the best to push back against fascism and reinvigorate democracy. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification so you'll be the first to know about our new content. Let's break free from the echo chambers and become more informed consumers of social media altogether. Thank you for watching.